What's going on, everybody? This video today is about all the talk about leasing and financing and the difference between the two. Well, honestly, leasing and financing always just comes down to your budget and the type of car you're going for. If you're looking for your dream car, Lamborghinis, some of these very high-end cars, then financing is probably more the option because the goal you're looking to do is probably keep the vehicle long term. So, being that you're going to keep it long term, the finance doesn't bother you because if you're paying for it long term, there will come a point where the vehicle is paid off and you now possess the vehicle with no owed monies and you'll have the title to it. Now, leasing a vehicle comes into play on several different occasions. If you have a company and it's an expense of the company and travel, leasing may be a good option. If you're on a tight budget, maybe only $10,000, $11,000 for a car, and you don't know much about used vehicles or how to repair used vehicles or even just mess with cars at all, air pressure on your tires, so on and so forth, then a lease will definitely do you some justice, because when you get into a lease, it will give you a brand new car. You really won't have to worry about much. If something does malfunction major, you have warranties to cover you. Another big side of it is the basic maintenance on a new car tends to be cheaper than a used car. You know, what everybody has to realize is once a vehicle gets around 60, 70,000 miles, there's a reason why people sell them. Things start to cost a lot of money. Now, is either one right or wrong? No. Because if you do the numbers and everything, maybe on a lease occasionally you may pay a few more dollars over the period of time due to interest paid on the money borrowed for the vehicle. But the same could be said about a purchase. Some purchases are so large people space them out over 84 months, and that term creates more interest paid. I think the bigger issue, forget about lease or purchase. None of that really matters. You're buying a depreciating asset. Why would you pay $1 over sticker price for that vehicle? If you're talking about like an SL65 Black Series where there was only 175 brought into the country, totally understandable. This is a vehicle that is going to be a collector's item. You're not going to drive this vehicle. But if you're going to drive a car, you're going to use a car, and you're going to hook it up, and you're going to put more money into it, rims and systems. I've done it. If I had the money back that I put into cars, rims and systems, I'd probably be giving you this conversation from the side of a mountain somewhere. But that being said, nothing can be put on, no price can be put on people pursuing their passion, people pursuing their dreams. So, you know, you can't quantify if a dollar amount is really worth it or not. In my personal opinion, though, if you're talking about buying a car that you need to use, or even a car that is maybe your first real desired car, the car that you wanted and you can afford it, there's tons of ways to do that and get those vehicles with money off at discounted prices. No different than going to Marshall's or TJ Maxx and buying a Ralph Lauren t-shirt for $10 as opposed to $15 at Macy's. So what you really want to consider when you're thinking about purchasing a car is the time of the year you purchase a car. If you purchase a car in May, June, July, August, these times of the year are going to be very difficult to get incentives back and get monies back, because these are the hot season for car sales, and this period in time everybody's buying cars, whether it's people getting married, people changing their car because the winter killed it, people had accidents, kids graduating school, so on and so forth. There's a myriad of factors that kick in there and create the market. So my personal experience, when I purchase my cars, I try to get them in October. October is a very good month to buy a car. Two reasons. You still have the same model year leftovers. So this past year in 2017, I actually broke my purchasing plan and leasing plan with my Accord and my blacktop Durango. But I had a good reason. My blacktop Durango was given about 6,000 from the factory and another 2,000 or 1,500 from the dealership, off the MSRP of the vehicle, whether I purchased it or I leased it. So they gave me back money for the car that I wanted to buy, my Accord. They gave me $1,000 off the price of the car to get the lease where I needed it to. The dealer ate it and gave me the vehicle at basically his base cost, what he needs to make on the car, just to say he had the car on the lot and got it off the lot. So again, and that's a Honda Accord. You never get money off of Hondas, but I got $1,000 off, and that's part of being a savvy car shopper. So just as important as figuring out whether you want to lease or buy, figuring out what your budget is for a car, figuring out what your long-term costs are for that car, because gas, insurance, the maintenance, all those other things don't stop just because you got a new car. Now, you figure all those things out, you factor all those things in, and that's what's going to help you make your decision whether you need to lease or buy. Because you could have enough money to purchase, but when you purchase, you may be dead broke and not have any money for the maintenance and anything else. So you may want to consider a lease with a finance at the end of it. It's just putting off the term longer. You're only taking on half the responsibility of the car instead of the full responsibility out the gate. And the only time I can honestly say that you really, really, really benefit even more on top of incentives, on top of everything else, is if you purchase the vehicle outright. If you purchase vehicles outright, you know, there's a very select group that will do that, you know. Car is a very tough thing to pay all that money and put it on the street. Anything can happen to it. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be careless. It could be somebody else's carelessness that could affect you. That being said, again, you negotiate a great purchase price on your vehicle, you get some discounted money. I don't care if it's $500. Everybody likes to get money back. And then you decide whether you got to lease or purchase based on all those other factors: the insurance, gas, maintenance, how long you plan on keeping the vehicle, what you can see that the resale value of the vehicle will be when you're done with it. So these are all things, you know, that's another thing people don't think about, is how long they're going to keep the car and what's the car going to be worth when they're done with it. So you don't want to have a car that has negative equity. You don't want to overpay a car. You know, I see people out there buying Trackhawks and Range Rover Velars, paying $5,000, $10,000 over sticker. Hey, if that's what you want to do, that's great. I'm not busting on anybody's decisions in life because I'm not perfect. But what I'm talking about is the people that are trying to figure out whether they're leasing or purchasing. You should really think with your wallet. And the first thing you should do is look, how much money am I going to get back on this car? And then decide the rest. If they're not giving you any money back on the car, shop for something else. There's a lot of great cars in the market in 2018. I'm going to be bringing you more on my reviews. Hope this helps you understand the difference between leasing and purchasing, and really understanding the most important thing, which is trying to get those incentives, trying to get those coupons, trying to keep your credit high so you qualify for those really, really nice deals that they offer. Because at the end of the day, the car's going to lose money all day. So if you can do something right off the bat to minimize how much you're going to lose, who's better than you? Have a good day.